All righty. Good morning, Martha. How's it going so far?
Good morning. I'm doing great, and you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. I want to go ahead and simply jump right into our interview here. If you don't mind, tell me a little bit about your professional career.
Yes, I started working in 2020.
Mhm.
That's where my career started, like as an accountant. I was doing just an internship in Eagle Services in Texas, but then I moved up to Florida, and that's where I started like doing more taxes and moving like more into the accounting real world because my job at Eagle Income Taxes was just like an internship, so it was not like super important. Uh,
Absolutely.
then in Peck Jenkins Kirshner, I started just also like it, it was like a seasonal position. I was just supposed to be doing just tax returns. But then I guess I tend to learn fast. So after 3 months of working there, they offered me like a full-time position as a staff accountant, where I was dealing with different clients and now doing like their payroll, covering their everyday, like I would do their invoices and making sure like all their accounts were in order for them to prepare the financial statements. Then after being 2 years there, I decided to switch like to the audit side of accounting. So that's why this is my last previous job as an senior
Mhm.
auditor, and I think it has helped me like to understand and to learn more of both worlds. So I feel like these positions like have helped me to move forward and like to get any job that I would like
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that with me, Martha. Now, some key things that I've heard during your introduction here as I was listening to you was how you started at Eagle Income Tax as it was an internship, right? And you were there for a few months. Now you went on to Pack Jenkins and Kirshner, and
Mhm.
from there you were there for about 3 years or so. That's where you really gained your knowledge and in the accounting side, and then
Yes.
you moved over as a senior auditor. So for me, from what is showing there is, and from what you've mentioned, you've been able to not only, gain some skills, but also progress in those roles. Even you mentioned, they offered you position because you learned so rapidly. So shows your
Mhm.
work ethic nonetheless
Yes.
too
And on
overall.
my previous job, I started like a staff auditor, and
Oh,
then after a year, they promoted me to senior.
that's incredible. And again, that's what it's all about, and that's where your work ethic. You put in the work, and you get rewarded for that. And again, it definitely a highlight in your experience here.
Yes.
Now within these roles, because we know that the position you're applying to is going to be more of a front office coordinator position, so you're going to be in the front.
Mhm.
Now I want to know, because we know that the front office position, you're multitasking a lot, right? You have to greet the customers who walk in. You're either on the phone, email. For example, for this role, you're kind of handling invoicing, AP, AR, and whatnot, or payroll. So,
Mhm.
how are you when you look at multitasking? How do you think that your previous roles has prepared you for such a role such as this?
I think that even though I wasn't like enough, like as a front desk
Mhm.
position, I would also have to do a lot of multitasking since I had like several clients, and like let's say, in one day I had to deal with three different clients and be on calls and everything regarding like their financials. So I I would like basically multitask every day.
Yeah. And were you having direct communication with your clients?
Yes.
If it was on the phone, email, texts,
It
chats, or
was. So on my previous job, we would go to that client like 3 days a week. So I was like constantly having communication in person, and if not, through email or phone.
yeah, I can only imagine you had to be in constant communication
Yeah.
with your clients.
At
So
first, I was a
definitely.
little shy, but I think that's helped me a lot now, and I don't feel like scared or anything to talk to clients.
That's amazing. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to really progress. So I
Yes.
think that's definitely key. Now, as far as I want to know some systems you've used, right? Because you've done accounting for a few years now. So if you don't mind sharing some systems you've used in the accounting side and perhaps just overall professionally.
Yes. Well, obviously Microsoft. I'm pretty proficient in Excel. Um, Also, I've used QuickBooks Online and desktop. Um, UltraTax, TurboTax as well, and Engagement for the audit side.
Amazing, amazing. And you mentioned spreadsheets. How proficient are you with, using spreadsheets?
Yeah, I'm very proficient. Yeah.
Like as far as can you do formulas or pivot tables or more of your
Mhm.
standard spreadsheets?
No, like using formulas and pivot tables and all that.
Amazing.
hmm
That's incredible. That's a skill to have. Not many people can really work with the formulas, me being myself. So that's amazing. Now, we know you're looking for a new position, Martha. So when you think about the next company you want to join, what is the ideal company for you?
Just a company that offers growth. That's the most that I like that I'm looking forward to.
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
think that's what I'm looking for right now, and something that is like more stable. I don't know if I'm expressing myself
Yeah,
right, but like on my
absolutely.
last job, I had to be like, I love my job as auditor, but unfortunately I had to be traveling a lot, or some clients were really far away from me, and I have two little kids, so I need to change that.
Yeah, yeah. Mama's got to be home for the kids, right? And
Yeah.
and it not be too far from when they need you. So completely makes sense. You're looking for growth and you're looking for stability, right?
Mhm.
With your typical, 7 to 4, 8 to 5 hours. So we definitely want to get you to where you want to be. Last question is, how soon were you looking to start, Martha?
I'm looking to start as soon as possible.
That sounds amazing. And I'm excited because, my client is also looking for someone to start right away. So hopefully it all aligns. But I am going to go ahead and wrap up our interview, Martha. So I want to, everyone, thank you for the time that we've spent. And, I am very fascinated by your experience. So again, thank you for that. But I am going to go ahead and stop the recording. But if you don't mind, stay on the line with me really quickly. I want to chat with you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And you're very welcome.